Chosen one, pause right now. Do not scroll past this moment. I am not speaking in symbols or poetic language. I am telling you what is literally unfolding in heaven at this very hour. Your classification is being changed, not figuratively, officially. In the registry of heaven, there is a record bearing your name. And tonight, angels are revising what that record says about you. Every label the enemy fastened to your identity is being stripped away. Every category that confined you is being erased. Every status that kept you trapped is being upgraded. You are being reclassified. At exactly 3:33 this morning, I was taken into a vision unlike anything I have encountered before. I found myself standing inside what I can only describe as heaven's archive room, a vast chamber lined with records stretching farther than sight could reach, billions of names, billions of destinies, billions of assigned classifications. Then I saw an angel move with purpose toward one specific file. When he removed it from the shelf and turned it toward me, I saw the name written across it. It was your name. The angel opened the record and began reading aloud what had been documented inside. And what I saw caused my spirit to ache, rejected, forgotten, overlooked, disqualified, delayed, unworthy, unseen, abandoned, disposable, insignificant. These were the classifications attached to your life, not by God, but by the enemy, through painful experiences, through betrayal, through the careless words of others, through the lies you eventually believed about yourself. But then something shifted in the atmosphere. The angel lifted a golden pen and began crossing out every false designation, one by one. With every stroke of that golden pen, I watched the old words vanish. The ink that once defined you dissolved as if it had never been written. And in place of every lie, new declarations began to appear. Chosen, remembered, favored, qualified, accelerated, worthy, seen, celebrated, irreplaceable, significant. Then the voice of God filled the entire chamber. It was not distant. It was not faint. It was authoritative and final. He said, "Tell them what is taking place. Tonight, I am officially reclassifying my children who have been mislabeled. The enemy assigned categories that never came from me. The world stamped identities on them that did not match my design. Even they accepted descriptions that were never authorized. But I am the author of their record, and I am correcting what was written in error. Their reclassification is happening now. That reclassification is happening to you. Do not scroll away from this message. Do not exit before the seventh reclassification is revealed. If you leave too early, you will hear part of the transformation, but miss the fullness of your new official status in heaven's registry. Stay until the end. Your file is being rewritten tonight. Before we go further, I need you to respond. Type, "I am being reclassified." This is not just a comment. It is agreement. It is alignment with what heaven is declaring over you. When you type those words, you are saying you accept the revision. The angels are waiting for your confirmation. Type it now and subscribe immediately. Turn on all notifications. What follows this message will reveal how to walk in your new classification. If you miss it, you may carry the upgraded status, but lack the understanding to live inside it. You did not discover this message by coincidence. You found it because your record was pulled from the shelf tonight. Heaven scheduled this encounter, and what is being changed cannot be reversed. I know the classifications you have been carrying. The world examined your history and labeled you damaged. The enemies studied your mistakes and stamped you disqualified. People observed your struggles and decided you were weak. You looked at your own failures and concluded you were hopeless. But none of those classifications came from the one who created you. They were written by voices that had no authority to define you. And tonight, God is making this clear. I am the only one with the authority to classify my children, and I am exercising that authority now. Every false label is being removed. Every wrong category is being erased. Every limitation assigned to your destiny is being upgraded. When this process is complete, your file will contain only what God has written. And what He writes cannot be undone. Do not skip what comes next. Do not skip what comes next. The Spirit is revealing the 7 reclassifications unfolding over your life tonight. Reclassification 1, from rejected to chosen. The first shift is the permanent removal of rejection and the installation of chosen status. The word rejected is being deleted. The word chosen is being permanently inscribed. God says you have carried rejection for far too long. Every time someone walked away, you added another page to that rejection narrative. Every time you were overlooked, you believed it confirmed what you feared. Every time you were excluded, you quietly accepted rejection as part of your identity. But rejection was never my classification for you. It was a lie inserted into your record through pain and misunderstanding. You were never rejected by me. You were chosen before the foundation of the world, before anyone had the opportunity to dismiss you. I had already selected you. The experiences were real. The hurt was real. But the identity formed from those moments was false. People may have rejected you. Circumstances may have closed doors. But heaven marked you as chosen long before any of that occurred. The authority of the King overrides every other opinion. Jesus declared your chosen status when He said, "You did not choose me, I chose you." That choosing happened before you existed, before you could perform well or fail miserably, before your mistakes, before your victories, before anything you could do to earn it or lose it. The decision was made by Him, not by you, and what He chooses cannot be unchosen by rejection. Your record now reads, chosen, not because you qualified yourself, because He decided it. The truth of 1 Peter 2:9 activates over your identity. You are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's own possession. Not rejected. Chosen, within 14 days, you will see confirmation of this shift. A person who once dismissed you will respond differently. A door that remained shut will begin to open. You will feel the heavy weight of rejection lift from your shoulders. From your shoulders, from rejected to chosen. This is reclassification 1. Do not leave now. The second reclassification carries equal power. Reclassification 2, from forgotten to remembered. The label of forgotten is being erased. The classification of remembered is being written permanently into your file. The word invisible is being removed. The word seen is taking its place. God says you believed He forgot about you. When prayers seemed unanswered, you assumed silence meant abandonment. When breakthrough did not arrive on your timeline, you thought He moved on to someone else. When years passed without visible change, you felt lost in a crowd of louder testimonies. But He never forgot you, not for 1 second. Your name is engraved on His hands. Every tear you cried was recorded. Every sleepless night was noticed. Every whispered prayer was heard. How could He forget what He counts so carefully? The feeling of being forgotten was real, but the classification of forgotten was false. You were never invisible to heaven. The enemy capitalized on the feeling of invisibility. He repeated the lie until you began to believe it. He reopened old wounds and whispered that you were overlooked, that every other prayer was answered except yours, that every blessing bypassed you. But feelings do not determine your classification. God does. Isaiah 49:1-5. 1:6 activates over your visibility tonight. Can a mother forget her child at her breast? Though she may forget. I will never forget you. I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. The classification of remembered is now permanent. Within 21 days, you will receive evidence that you are seen. Something you prayed for long ago will manifest suddenly. An unexpected message, a surprise encounter, a breakthrough that reminds you you were never forgotten. From forgotten to remembered, this is reclassification 2, do not leave. Reclassification 3 is coming, and it addresses the wound that has weighed heaviest on your spirit. Reclassification 3, from disqualified to qualified, the status of disqualified is being removed. The label of unworthy is being erased. In its place, qualified, approved, and fully authorized are being written into your record. God says you have been judging yourself by standards He never set. Every mistake became proof you could not be used. Every failure became evidence you were unfit. Every sin convinced you that blessings were out of reach. But the qualifications you thought you had to meet were never His requirements. He qualifies the called. You were called. Therefore, you are qualified, not by performance, but by God's decision. The accuser may have documented every flaw, every misstep, every failure. He may have presented it to intimidate and discourage you. But the judge, the Lord, is now declaring, you are fully qualified. Archangel Michael has been assigned to silence the enemy's accusations. Every claim, every record of unworthiness has been dismissed. Covered by the blood of the Lamb, the evidence of disqualification no longer stands. You are approved. You are equipped. Your file has been updated. 2 Corinthians 3:5 activates over your ability, not by competence in yourself, but by the power of God. Qualification comes from Him, not from performance. Within 72 hours, a confirmation will arrive, an opportunity will present it, is set. One you assumed was not for you. Step into it. You are qualified. From disqualified to qualified, this is reclassification 3. Now we move to the 4th reclassification, and this one speaks directly to your timeline. Reclassification 4, from delayed to accelerated. The status of delay is being removed. The label of stuck is being erased. In its place, accelerated and fast-tracked are being permanently written into your record. God says your life has felt paused while others advanced. You watched promotions pass you by. You saw breakthroughs happen for everyone else. You observed visible progress in the lives around you, while your own circumstances seemed frozen year after year. But that delay was never His final design. It was an interruption, a disruption in your path, created by resistance from the enemy. Tonight, the roadblock is being cleared. What should have taken years will now unfold in months. What should have required months will happen in weeks. Your acceleration begins now. You questioned yourself during the delay. You wondered if you missed your window. You feared you had disqualified yourself from your destiny. You asked whether God was withholding something because of a hidden flaw. But delay was a temporary status, not a permanent identity. and that temporary status has expired, Jesus speaks over your new timeline. I am restoring lost years in compressed seasons. You will accomplish in 1 year what others require 10 to achieve. You will receive in 1 month what others waited years to see. The delay taught you endurance. The acceleration will teach you gratitude. Joel 2:25 activates over your season. Restoration for the years that were consumed. Repayment is coming. Movement is beginning. The freeze is ending. Within 21 days you will witness the first sign of acceleration. Something that would not move will suddenly gain momentum. Something that seemed stalled will begin progressing rapidly from delayed to accelerated. This is reclassification. 4. Stay with me. The 5th reclassification speaks to your value. Reclassification 5, from worthless to priceless. The label of worthless is being erased. The classification of irreplaceable is being permanently written into your record. The world taught you to measure value by output, by achievement, by comparison. When you struggled or failed, you believed you were worthless. When others succeeded, where you stumbled, you thought you had no value. But your worth was never determined by performance. Your value comes from whose image you carry. God's image, imprinted on your spirit. Eternity itself resides within you. His fingerprint rests upon your soul. How could anything designed by the Creator ever be worthless? God's system of valuation is different. It measures worth by identity, not output, by who made you, not what you've done, by who chose you, not what you earned, by whose you are, not what the world says. You are priceless, not because of achievement, but because of creation. Not because of results, but because of relationship with Him. Matthew 10:31 activates over your value. You are more than the world told you, more than the enemy whispered. Irreplaceable, priceless, beyond measure. Within 14 days, the sense of your value will deepen. The voice that insisted you were worthless will grow silent. A new awareness of your significance will settle in your spirit. You will recognize your inherent, God-given worth. From worthless to priceless. This is reclassification 5. Do not leave now. The 6th reclassification addresses your visibility. Reclassification 6, from hidden to revealed. The label of hidden is being erased. The classification of revealed is being permanently written. God says there was a season when He intente only kept you out of sight, not because of shame, but because of protection. You were under His care, shielded from exposure before your time. Your gifts were hidden until you were ready. Your calling was nurtured in private. That hidden season is ending. The preparation is complete. The protection has fulfilled its purpose. Now revelation begins. You are moving from hidden to visible, from backstage to center stage, from unseen to recognized. Your talents, your calling, your contributions will no longer be overlooked. The world will see what was being prepared in secret. Like a butterfly leaving its cocoon, you will emerge fully visible. What was hidden cannot remain concealed any longer. Jesus spoke over your revelation. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. A lamp is not placed under a bowl. Your light will now shine. Your gifts will be seen. Your calling will be recognized. Those who ignored you will now seek you. Hidden season is over. Revelation season has begun. Matthew 5:1-4-1-5 activates over your visibility. Within 21 days, your presence and influence will be noticed. From hidden to revealed. This is reclassification. 6. Now we arrive at the seventh and final reclassification, the one that underpins all the others. Reclassification 7, from orphan to heir. The status of orphan is being removed. The classification of heir is being permanently written into your record. God says you have been living under an orphan mindset, striving for what was already yours, begging for what was freely given, working for what you were born to inherit. That mentality made you fight for love that was unconditional. It made you perform for acceptance that was already granted. It made you prove your worth when your value was never in question. You are not an orphan, you are God's child. Children of the King do not beg, they inherit. Everything the Father possesses belongs to you, not because you earned it, but because you belong to Him. The orphan mentality is the root of all false classifications. It convinces you that you are alone, that nothing is freely given, and that you must constantly prove yourself. But you were always a child, and children receive their inheritance by birthright, not by effort. Archangel Michael has declared your heir status. Your adoption papers were signed before time began. You are not a servant in God's house. You are a son. You are a daughter. You are a co-heir with Christ. Your inheritance is immediate, not delayed until heaven. You do not have to struggle for what is already yours. You are learning to reign, not just to survive. Romans 8:17 activates over your inheritance. Your status is permanent. Your identity is established. From orphan to heir. This is the seventh reclassification. This is the foundation for all the others. With these 7 reclassifications, your file has been fully rewritten, from rejected to chosen, from forgotten to remembered, from disqualified to qualified, from delayed to accelerated, from worthless to priceless, from hidden to revealed, from orphan to heir. The old labels are gone. The new classifications are sealed. You are who God says you are, but be warned. The enemy will attempt to convince you that the old labels still apply. In the next 72 hours, he may whisper that you are rejected again. He may suggest that you are forgotten. He may present evidence meant to make you feel disqualified. Do not believe him. The file has been updated, every false word has been crossed out, every new word has been written in permanent ink. What God has reclassified, the enemy cannot erase. Now it is time to seal this transformation over your life. Speak it aloud. Your voice confirms what heaven has recorded. Almighty Father, keeper of heaven's records, I receive the 7 reclassifications you have written over my life. Tonight I am reclassified from rejected to chosen. I am reclassified from forgotten to remembered. I am reclassified from disqualified to qualified. I am reclassified from delayed to accelerated. I am reclassified from worthless to priceless. I am reclassified from hidden to revealed. I am reclassified from orphan to heir. I reject every old label the enemy attached. I refuse every false classification the world assigned. I release every wrong category I placed myself in. My file has been rewritten. My status has been upgraded. My classification is sealed. I am who you say I am. Nothing more, nothing less, and nothing the enemy says can change what you have written in Jesus' name. Amen. Heaven has recorded that declaration. Your reclassification is now permanent. Your file is updated. Your new status cannot be removed. This is the truth of your identity. Now complete the confirmation process first. Like this video, this is not about numbers. It is about agreement with heaven. Pressing like tells the heavens you accept your new classification. Do it now. Second, subscribe and turn on notifications. More revelation is coming about how to live fully in your new status. If you are not subscribed, you will miss the instructions for operating as who you now are. Subscribe immediately. Third, share this message with someone still living under false classifications. There is another chosen one who believes the lies the enemy has told them. They need to know their file is being rewritten too. Send this message to them. Fourth, type "I am reclassified" in the comments. Let others see they are not alone. Let heaven record your confirmation. Let the enemy know his labels no longer define you. Type it now. Chosen one, you came into this message carrying classifications that were never yours. You are leaving with the truth of your identity. Not rejected, but chosen. Not forgotten, but remembered. Not disqualified, but qualified. Not delayed, but exhalated. Not worthless, but priceless. Not hidden, but revealed. Not orphaned, but an heir. This is your file. This is your classification. This is your identity. Walk in your upgraded status. Operate from your new classification. The old labels are erased. The new labels are permanent. Nothing can change what God has declared. You are reclassified. You are redefined. You are rewritten. Go forward in your new identity. Amen.